Welcome to our short presentation about how to go about getting into a master's program in Germany and receiving money from the DAAD. In other words, applying for study scholarships, master's programs in Germany. Just a very quick overview. I'm just going to give you a very quick introduction into things and then focus on how to apply for the study scholarships, master programs for all academic disciplines, if you're a student resident in the UK or Ireland. What is the DAAD that you are potentially wanting to apply for? We are the German Academic Exchange Service. We are the world's largest funding organization for academic exchange. Our head office is in Bonn in Germany, and we are the London office, one out of a whole range of Außenstellen of offices in other countries. There is a DAAD network throughout the world. We are both granting scholarships for German researchers and students coming to the UK and Ireland or other countries, as well as anyone in foreign countries wanting to go to Germany, either for study or for research. This is probably the most important link that we have apart from our own website. If you're interested in studying in Germany, you can find a step-by-step process and lots of very, very helpful information at www.studyingermany.de. It's a very useful website for everything, not only for applying at German universities or finding the right program to study, but also with helping you how to get, for example, a visa, how to get information about finances and day-to-day life. The German university system, just very quickly, there is a very general difference between universities and universities of applied sciences, with the main difference being that the universities of applied sciences, as the name already implies, have more praxis-oriented teaching, and also your final thesis. You often have more internships as well, and it's often more geared toward subjects like engineering and design. The German university system in itself, after your secondary school leaving degree, you can then go on to do your bachelor degree, which is usually 3 to 4 years long, then a master's degree, which in Germany in many cases is 2 years rather than the typical 1 year here. And then after that, especially at the university, you can also go on to do your PhD. But obviously we will be focusing on master degrees here. There are loads of international programs in Germany, more than 2,000 international degree programs throughout Germany, many of them master's degrees, all of them international recognized degrees, and often taught in English rather than in German. So if your German knowledge is very basic, don't worry about it. You can look up a list of international programs taught in English on these links. Again, like studyingermany.de is the main page to find the information. If you're looking at courses in German, because apart from those international degree programs that I just mentioned, usually German is the language of instruction at German universities. So you often need a language proficiency certificate before you can apply for master's degrees that are taught in German. So this is just a list to give you an idea of what kind of tests, what kind of certificates you need to apply at German universities. If the language of instruction of your degree is indeed German, you will need to prove a relatively high level of German. Study and living costs in Germany vary approximately 850 euros per month. This might vary a lot depending very much on where you live. A lot of different cities and university towns in Germany have very different levels of rent, for example, a little bit like in the UK between London and the rest of the UK, or Edinburgh or Dublin in Ireland. As a rule, though, German universities, in terms of fees, there are very, very low tuition fees compared to the UK. often none at all. The only exception is the federal state of Baden-Württemberg, who charges international students an annual fee. The thing that you have to pay is a semester contribution, which is between 250 and 350 euros per semester. Usually there are 2 semesters per year, but which usually also gives you free public transport in your city or even in your region. Other ways of financing your degree, apart from just hoping for the best and hoping to get a part-time job at a German university, would be with DAAD funding for a master program. For further information about that, you can go to www.daad.org.uk. There is a Find Funding button to go to find funding to go to Germany. We have an annually published funding guide on our website, and you could also follow us on social media to see our upcoming deadlines and more information on information sessions or general information about applying for scholarships such as these. In terms of scholarships and funding for people who are currently doing their bachelor's degree in the UK or Ireland, we have the following on offer. Some of them are focused at undergraduate students, for example, research internships or university summer courses. The DID also offers a range of funding for PhD students, postdocs, and junior academics. But in this short information session, we are going to focus on study scholarships, master studies for all academic disciplines. The study scholarships for a master program in Germany is a value of 861 euros per month. You will also receive a lump sum towards travel expenses when you start your scholarship. The DID will provide insurance cover, and you can also have a potential extension of the scholarship for a second year if you are doing a 2-year program and you have been successful in your first year of study. The next application deadline for this scholarship is the 17th of January 2022 for the start of the scholarship from October 2022. This is a scholarship. There is one annual deadline, always around mid-January, and the funding start is always for the winter semester afterwards. So if you miss the upcoming deadline, you won't be able to apply until mid-January 2023 for a funding start in autumn 2023. So please keep that in mind if you're planning on applying soon. For any questions regarding this application process, as long as you're a student in the UK and Ireland, you can always email us at scholarships.london@daad.de. Requirements for applying for this master scholarship, for these study scholarships, is that you have been resident in the UK or Ireland for the last 12 months. Or conversely, if you're not currently resident in the UK or Ireland, but you're from the UK and Ireland and living in Germany at the moment, you cannot have been resident in Germany for longer than 15 months at the application deadline. You should have a bachelor's degree, or you should be in the last year of your bachelor's degree. If you haven't completed it yet, then you will have to hand in proof of a successful completion of your bachelor's degree before you start your scholarship period in autumn 2022. The application will be assessed on the basis of your academic qualifications and the quality of the study project. Study project in this case is, why did you choose a particular master's program or a particular university? Why would you like to study in Germany? Are you well prepared to start studying in Germany? Have you been in contact with the international office at the university or with anyone there? Do you know anything about the professors who are teaching you? Is it really useful for your academic or professional career? So think a little bit about what you would like to put down in your letter of motivation. Another requirement are your language skills, and those depend on the language of instruction of your chosen program. So if you choose a program that is entirely taught in English, and you are either a native speaker or your last degree is from the UK or Ireland, then don't worry, you can just use your current or last degree as proof of your proficiency in the English language. However, if your program is taught in German or in a mixture of German and English, you will have to prove your German language proficiency as well. You will apply through the DAAD portal. You have to register for that, and then you can fill in the application form there and upload all of your documents that are necessary as PDF files to the portal. The portal is only open until the deadline. And again, the deadline is the 17th of January 2022. The portal will close at midnight German time, so that's 11 p.m. here in the UK and Ireland. And we cannot accept any late applications. That is really, really important. Please make sure to register for the portal and to test it out a few days, if not a few weeks before the deadline. If you run into any technical problems, that is fine, but any application that is submitted late, we will not be able to accept. And the portal closes at, UK time, 11 p.m. on the 17th of January. How to get there is if you go to our website, daad.org.uk, click on Find Funding, the scholarship database, and then you find the study scholarships, master studies for all academic disciplines. One of the things is please read all the different tabs very carefully. You see overview, application requirements, application procedure, and so on. Some of these also have further links to further information. Please make sure that you read through these informations very, very carefully. The green application button then brings you to the mentioned DAAD portal where you can submit your information. If you have any technical problems, please use the contact form on the portal or email our DAAD colleagues that have to do with the portal. Here in the London office, we cannot help you with portal technical problems. However, if you've got any questions about eligibility, about any details, then you can, of course, email us here at the London office. The necessary application documents, apart from the application form that you need to fill in, are a CV, a personal statement or letter of motivation, an admission letter to a German university, or you can just say, I haven't applied yet, but I would like to apply to the following universities or to the following programs in Germany, and you can detail that information on the DAAD template information about your preferred master programs. We will need transcripts from your last degree or your current degree. If you already have a university degree certificate, please submit that. The language certificate, as mentioned before, in the language of instruction. If necessary, a school leaving certificate, that is important, especially if you haven't finished your bachelor degree yet. And you need one academic reference from a university lecturer. All of these documents need to be submitted through the portal, apart from the reference, which can be sent by the post to the London office, or you can also inquire about sending it via email at the email address mentioned. A really short note on Brexit and COVID-19. For Brexit, please check the website of the German Embassy in London or in Dublin on visa requirements. For our Irish listeners, of course, if you actually have an Irish passport, you will not have any problems as a EU member. If you have a British passport, you are able to get into Germany, but within 3 months you will need to apply for residency, and during that time you will not be able to do any paid work. So if you're expecting to take up any kind of paid work in a bar or in a cafe, please apply for a student visa before you leave the UK. You can do that with the German embassy in London. If you have any other nationality, if your passport is from a non-EU country, please check with the German embassy to see what kind of documents you need to apply for a student visa. At the moment, all DAAD scholarships and all the teaching in Germany, we expect it to go ahead as planned in 2022. But again, please just make sure you inform yourself on the government pages and travel pages and so on, also the embassy pages, to see what kind of tests and vaccinations you might need to get into Germany before you start your studies. These are the most important links and email addresses. So any questions, please email us at scholarships.london@daad.de. That is the email address for the London office of the DAAD. We are responsible for the United Kingdom and Ireland. You can also go to daad.org.uk, which is our website, and you can find lots of interesting information there as well. You can also follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We now also have a LinkedIn account, so come and find us there. And of course, you can find the general information and lots of very interesting tidbits and helpful hints at www.studyingermany.de. Thank you very much for your attention.